Welcome to leg training with heavy weights and intervals. Today we're going to be working on boosting the metabolism, burning fat, and building strong muscles and bone density. You'll need a pair of medium hand weights and a barbell or heavy hand weights. Make sure you warm up before you start this workout. Okay, go ahead and grab your medium hand weights. We're going to start with squats. We're going to get about 10 to 12 reps here. So hinging from the hips, coming up and squeezing through the glutes. At your own pace, taking breaks throughout the workout whenever you need it. So getting the body warmed up and ready for heavier weights later. So again, we're using moderate, medium hand weights here. All right, last one, moving on to deadlifts. So we're going to hinge from the hips, soften the knees, and then come up and squeeze through the glutes. So working on hamstrings and glutes here. Again, getting about 12 reps. Nice neutral spine as you hinge from the hips, sliding down the legs, keeping the weights close to the body. Make sure your core is turned on. As you come up out of the exercise, make sure you squeeze those glutes. And just a couple more. All right, let's move on to pliés. So wide stance here with the toes turned out. We're going to squat down and coming up and squeezing through the adductors, the inner thighs. Again, getting about 12 reps here. And just a couple more. All right, last one. Let's go ahead and put those weights down, and you're going to go ahead and move down to the floor here. And we're going to move on to an interval, which is going to be mountain climbers. We'll start with push-ups first, and we're going to get about 10 of those. Nice neutral spine from the crown of the head to the heels. All right, now we're going to move right into shoulder taps, working the core here. Again, neutral spine, extending from the crown of the head to the heels. Getting about 12 reps here. All right, nice job. Take a breath. Well, let's get a little stretch here. Just open through the chest, chest expansion, and breathe. Getting ready for our cardio interval. It's going to be mountain climbers, and you're going to do the mountain climbers as fast as you can, really trying to get that heart rate up there. Going for about 30 seconds. Let's begin. Again, fast and strong here. Really work on getting that heart rate up. Your chop effort. All right, nice work. And I am breathing a lot heavier here. Let's get a little recovery as we stretch the chest again. And letting our breathing return. to normal. Letting that heart rate come down. All right, round one is done. Take a breath. Exhale, again, breathe in, exhale. All right, go ahead and grab some water, and we're gonna move on to heavy weights. So I'm gonna grab a barbell, and you can use a barbell or heavy hand weights. All right, we're gonna go ahead and start with deadlifts. So roll the shoulders back, engage the core, and we're gonna hinge from the hips. So knees are soft, getting about 10 reps here. So at your own pace. So the goal is anywhere from 8 to 10 reps, lifting heavy. Again, focuses glutes and hamstrings, and strong core. All right, and go ahead and put the weights down. We're going to move on to an interval jump switch, and you're going to go as fast and as strong as you can here. Good, at your own pace, but really push yourself. Goal is to really get that heart rate up. All right, nice job. Take a breath. Exhale. Again, breathe in and exhale. All right, just recovering a bit. And let's go on to round two. So second set of deadlifts. Roll the shoulders back, engage the core. Ready, and let's begin. Again, about 8 to 10 reps here, focusing on a strong core, squeezing the glutes, and also working those hamstrings. Nice neutral spine from the crown of the head to the tailbone. All right, last one. And put the weights down. And we're going to go ahead and move to the floor here. 4 set of tricep push-ups. So close grip on your knees or toes. Ready, and let's begin. Let's get about 10 to 12 reps here. Elbows close to the body. Our focus is our triceps. Again, strong core turned on. All right, nice job. Let's recover. Bring the hands behind the back, open through the chest, and breathe. And switch legs. All right, take a breath. Exhale, again, breathe in and exhale. All right, go ahead and grab some water, and let's get ready for our next segment. Again, we're doing legs, again with heavy weight. All right, go ahead and grab your barbell. We're going to move to squats. So go ahead and place that barbell on the meaty part of the shoulders. You want about a wider stance right outside the hips. And let's go ahead and begin. Good, nice neutral spine here. Coming up and squeezing through the glutes, getting about 10 reps. At your own pace, focusing on squeezing through the glutes at the top of the movement. All right, go ahead and release the barbell or the heavy weights. Placing them down on the floor. We're going to move to an interval of jump squats. Take a breath in, exhale. Again, breathe in, exhale. Okay, at your top intensity here, going as strong as you can, really jumping out wide, powering those jump squats. All right, take a breath. Exhale. Again, breathe in and exhale. All right, let's go ahead and take it to the floor. We're going to go ahead and do a set of push-ups. Again, tricep push-ups, elbows close, getting about 10 to 12 reps here. All right, nice job. And let's get a little stretch here. And coming on up, take a breath, exhale, again, breathe in and exhale. Okay, go ahead and grab your weights again. Again, if you have the barbell, place it on the meaty part of the shoulders. Feet right outside the hips. Ready, and let's begin. Nice neutral spine. Core is turned on, hips slide back. And as you come up, squeeze through the glutes. Getting about 10 reps here. All right, go ahead and release the barbell and the weights to the floor. Take a breath. Exhale. Again, breathe in and exhale. All right, as we recover, let's just go ahead and do some lateral squats here. Slide the hips back, big step out to the side. And slowing these down a bit. Just moderate pace. Breathe. All right, take a breath. Exhale, again, breathe in and exhale.